About 15 years ago, I got contacted by a guy who wanted to learn a bit about working in the woods, and he worked with me that winter, and I enjoyed it. I'd been working on my own in the woods for a while, and it was quite nice to have some company, and it was nice to be passing on what I knew. And that kind of started a pattern, and then the next year I had a couple of people come, and then suddenly I realised that every year there were people who wanted to come. As the demand for more people wanting to do this grew, I decided I needed to extend it into an experience, one where I got more of an opportunity to get to know the people coming, see how they got along with one another, but also the ones who didn't get picked would learn some skills while they were here. When I first started working in the woods, I went out and would meet with other people to try and learn skills. And I remember going out to meet with a hurdle maker who worked out in the woods, and he would break for an hour and a half just to make sure that he wouldn't show me what he did. And that was very much, I think, the pattern that, you know, your skill was your livelihood, and therefore you wouldn't want to pass it on. You don't cut through the wood like that, you'll never get through it. You can be hacking like that for ages. Well, I think those times have changed, and I think people coming to learn skills now are learning them because they know they need them, and it's no longer a matter of keeping them locked up in a cupboard. You've got to share these out. People need life skills, and if I can give the opportunity and pass this on to a few more people who will go out into the woods, it's got to be a positive thing.
My name's Claire. About a year ago I decided, right, woodlands are for me, and so I've applied to all the coppicing apprenticeships I could find. I'd like to get children working the woodlands, making stuff and selling what they make, and then that going back into a project.
My name's Mikey. My girlfriend actually got tickets to come down for an open day here, and I'd seen the grand designs, bit of a I'd seen that and was really impressed, A, with the house that he'd built, and B, the way he'd built it, sort of thing. So when the opportunity arose, I sort of jumped at the chance.
My name's Matt, I'm from London originally. It's interesting being in a group like this because we all come from different perspectives, and I certainly come from I don't know, more of a sort of focus on management and plants.
Okay, we need some strops now.
The sort of things that we're doing today, so we're pegging up a frame that's going to be one of the caravans for the successful candidate. That's all new to me. Using some of the tools is new to me, but it's obviously the way Ben does it, it seems like it's all going to be quite slowly approached in a good way.
I knew when I was about 12 years old that I wanted to work on the land, and I left school and worked on a small holding when I was 15. It's been a real mixture of land use, and the real inspiration to me was spending a bit of time in the tropics, and what I could see there was a pattern of being able to manage a forest or a woodland with a deeper understanding of the ecology. In other words, these people, they knew where, you know, a migratory bird would appear at a certain time of the year. They knew where they would find fungi or medicine if they needed it. They knew which timbers were growing that would be useful for building their houses. And I kind of looked at forestry in England as I knew it, and I kind of felt that, you know, I wanted to learn that pattern of having a deeper connection with the woodland. And that's what I'm trying to share with people who come here.
My name's Bea. I'd just come back from living in a cave for a little while, and a friend of mine who knew about Ben Law and the kind of things he did told me about it, that he ran an apprenticeship, and after looking into it and finding out who Ben Law was, I just really wanted to come here and learn from him.
I'm Stuart, I'm from Swansea in South Wales, and I always remember looking out the window in school, wishing I was outside playing football or just getting muddy. I found Ben's website and a few videos about Ben and his projects, so I wanted to do something with my hands and my body and my mind.
I've had different numbers of apprentices over the year, and I found 2 to be the ideal. It's going to be cold, it's going to be wet, the leaves are gone from the trees, it's going to be getting dark early evening, and they're going to be, you know, disappearing back to a caravan, lighting a stove and a candle. Having 2 people, there's a bit of support there. They can share their meals, they can help one another out, and so finding 2 people who get on is real key to me in this whole process. Again, in a big build, you might in all have a couple of hundred logs by the time you've gone for sort of roundwood rafters.
I've asked my friends up in West Yorkshire if I could work for them. They've just set up a woodland management workers co-op. I can't offer them any more than a volunteer can offer them. I'd just be taking up space in their vehicle. But a season with Ben would get me chainsaw tickets, and not just the tickets, but the daily practice of using it and the sort of intense work of learning to read trees, learning to do things that you can't really learn on your own.
See that's running flat. That way you take off a little less.
He's obviously someone who's very generous with his knowledge and time, and wants to share his enthusiasm for this world because he believes it's important.
You'd have to spend a lot of time with him to sort of pick out some of that real knowledge that he has and he obviously uses about the actual sort of the plants and the creatures that are here and the way he sort of reads that.
It's also a lot better for the tree to fell in the winter because you're not cutting down the tree in the middle of photosynthesising in the summer. So
he's very calm, seems very centred, straightforward, practical, but also I think you can just tell that he has a real love and appreciation of the beauty of what he does as well.
Obviously everyone's incredibly keen and enthusiastic for these few days, and possibly more so than they might be in the middle of winter, so I have to bear that in mind. But next stage is to spend a bit of time one-to-one with each of them and just, you know, ask a few questions, nothing too probing.
I was a farmer from the age of 12, mainly because there was nothing else to do in the arse end of nowhere.
I decided that I needed skilling up, and I did my first chainsaw ticket when I got made redundant. I could choose a course. I've decided that I'm determined to find some way of having employment outside, working outside.
Whereas before I was learning about software programs and how to use them, and in 2 years they're obsolete. I want to learn about plants that will not become obsolete unless maybe we destroy them.
I want to be able to build my own house.
People coming are really engaged and they want this for their life and they really want to do it, and you know, they're very happy to push aside many other things in their life to have this opportunity. And so when you've got a whole group of people who are similar in that way, it's very, very hard to pick out two. It's the enthusiasm, willingness to learn and work hard. I look for that, and yeah, a sense of humour is the other really key important thing. You need a good sense of humour in the middle of winter out in the woods. Quick look at the caravan before lunch.
Yeah, can do.
Yeah.
Is it all salvaged?
Not all salvaged, no. Some bits are, and some bits are left over from builds we had, and yeah, so.
Something that I've really felt from coming here is I feel like I've really seen the potential of myself, because I've never thought that I could do this. I guess I don't have a lot of belief in myself in some ways.
I never thought I'd be here. It's just quite amazing for these few days just to meet Ben and to talk with him and things, so that's been really good. Woodlands are so slow to understand and to manage, and to, you know, that you can't, there's no short course you could do, I don't think. Being the apprentice, you'd want to get the full whack, and you know, to hear the woodland at 2 in the morning.
Regardless of whether I get on the apprenticeship or not, I'm in some ways I'm not too fussed because I've applied to 2 others as well, and my mates might take me on even though I don't feel like I'm skilled enough for them, so I'm not too sort of, you know, sometimes you really want something, don't you?
I didn't think I was in with much of a chance, to be honest with you, because I imagine there's a lot more people that have got A, experience in that sort of situation, and B, probably in a bit of a better situation anyway.
None of us knew each other before. Some of the tasks were new to us, but it's been fun, and I think we've all got on well. And no matter what happens, it's been a great experience.
We're not even allowed to keep bees at the community garden. It's been really, really nice to get on with everybody. I wish we could all just come here and do this. Maybe we should just all go and live in the woods together somewhere else.
What is brown and always runs off? The dog.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Dog!
I've had 4 days with a great group of people, and I'm now left wondering who to choose. And it's no easy task. They have been a really good group from many different respects, and sorry Barley, you're helping me. It's a matter of finding really the best pair that I think will get on, and the best pair that I'll get on with, and that's really going to be the decision, and that's going to just take a little bit of time to ferment and for me to work through, but it will come, because it has to at some point.
When they ask me, oh, how was your isolating time in the woods, and I'll be like, yeah, film crew turned up. It's me and a furry microphone.